With the mouse?
Yeah, with the mouse. Hey, good morning.
Hey, are we working here?
I think so.
Make sure we're live.
I think so.
We're live. We're not recorded today. This is not Memorex. Remember those commercials?
Oh, I do remember those commercials.
Is it
Is it live
or is
it
it
Memorex? Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a Mountain Dew kind of day.
Is it a Mountain Dew day?
Well, I didn't have any cold monsters in the fridge. And I was very
It
disappointed.
has to be cold?
Yes. Who drank? Joanna, I like the socks.
Thanks, man.
I think we got
They came from you.
Anyway, I love the socks. Anyway, no. Joanna and the boys can drink warm carbonated beverages. However,
like the rest of the world?
No, not the rest of the world.
Yes, the rest of the world.
Drinks warm carbonated beverages.
The rest of the world, they don't have ice. You know how much of the world has no ice?
Well,
or they choose not to use ice? A lot.
I've chosen to drink cold drinks.
We here in the West, however.
Not room temperature drinks.
Right. So it's a Mountain Cedar kind of day.
Oh, yeah.
Along with your Mountain Dew kind of day.
See it? Yeah, they huge flare up. Just happened. So I had a VA appointment Tuesday. And the doc was like, have you ever had a sinus x-ray? I never knew there was such a thing.
Yeah, there is.
I got one. I don't know what it looked like, but
full.
I got one.
It was full.
I don't know.
Don't let them talk you into a sinus scraping, though.
Is that a thing?
It's a thing. They go in and scrape it all clean, and it's like good for 6 seconds. And then it all fills back in, and all the pain that you went through, I just haven't.
For naught.
Yeah, those that I've known to get it regret it, because it's like, they promise that, we're going to clean it all out.
Sure.
Because, it's kind of like roto-rootering your nasal cavities.
It doesn't sound like a good experience.
Well, it's not a fun one. But the promise and the hope of what you could have, but some that I've only known a few to do it, but the ones I've known to do it, it didn't work.
If it works, it'd be great. But if it doesn't,
then you're right back to where you were, and you had pain and suffering for what purpose?
Yeah.
You're a sadist?
So I see Tim and Cheryl and Kay.
You enjoy that kind of thing. That's awesome, but I do not.
Dude, Cheryl says do nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Kay wants to see the socks. They're, of course,
they have music notes.
Music staves.
So, yeah, I got my musicals on today. Why not?
Well, Evan has a band concert tonight, his final band concert of his junior year.
Oh, wow.
Maybe ever.
That's an off-air discussion.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
He's narrowing down his long list of schools that he is hoping to go to. Evan wants to be a physical therapist.
Okay. There's some good schools out there for that.
He's gonna do a kinesiology program.
I think Weatherford, Oklahoma has a good PT school.
Do they?
Southwestern.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State.
He's actually gotten some.
They have a good PT.
Some paperwork from them.
They have a good dental school. They have a good PT school. They're kind of that. They're not trade. They're like the next level trade. Your PTs.
They have a low division Division II football team too. That's interested in
the Bulldog. Go Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Why not?
He's gotten a lot of
inquiries.
I
knew a kid coming out of Perry that played. He played football for them. It's good.
I think everyone wants to play rugby though, not football.
He's got to go east.
No. Texas Tech, Texas A&M.
Oh, really?
LSU.
But he hasn't played rugby. How is he going to walk on?
Yeah.
Marcus will train him up.
Well, he's already been working on it.
Yeah. Okay.
He's already been working on it.
This is something they've been looking at. So
he sent me a text one day. He's like, "All right, Dad, I never thought about this. Texas Tech, number six kinesiology school in the state.
It is a good one.
Great rugby program.
Yeah.
In-state tuition.
And you're guaranteed to. That's a Texas guarantee too. You get in.
In-state tuition. Great rugby program. It's like 6 things, but 3 of them were great rugby program.
Oh, right. I mean, it is a great school. It looks a great town. enjoy. I like Lubbock. Lubbock's a good town. Tech's a good school. I can say that.
And Patrick Mahomes went there. So,
well,
as Chiefs fans,
there's nothing to sneeze at there.
Right.
That's right.
So it's funny because you sent a text. And
yes, I did.
We're talking about our kids and
talking about parenting.
Parenting, yeah. So when I was in the Navy, all my kids were babies when I was in the Navy. So the birth to 2,
yeah,
a lot of those times, I'd give an occasional bath and change a few diapers.
Right.
But
are we going to get verification of that from Joanna?
I said a few diapers
when she listened.
I didn't change a lot of diapers, and I sure didn't change any gross diapers, like the gross ones.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do.
Yes,
I do.
But
yeah,
I don't know if this is the right place for this conversation.
Right. We couldn't handle it.
I mean, if we're all parents, we've all had the explosive.
I think we're some of the younger ones that are listening to that are.
Yeah.
So they've been through this. They understand.
You've seen the exploded diaper and what it does to a car seat.
I was what sometimes people like, and you put it out there as a reply to the post for this podcast, and inquiring minds want to know, what is this about? And I've gone through an introspective exercising the last 2 days of this unique journey that I've been on. YOU. It's this book right here, and I've been going through that. And one of the things that they were talking about is the roles that you play. You have different storylines in your life, and you have roles that you play in those storylines.
Yeah,
it's a whole thing. I won't get into it today. But one of the roles that you and I both play is a father. Yes. We are fathers.
That's why we're here. Dads with coffee.
That's right. It's dads with coffee, and
or Mountain Dew,
and or Mountain Dew, and or energy drink, and or because I refuse to say the word. My kids make too much fun of me for saying the word, because I grew up with a TV show that had a similar sound to that word.
What word is it?
What the name of your energy drink that you drink?
Monster?
Yes, I don't say that word because my kids make fun of me for how I say that word.
Oh, well.
Because I grew up with a TV show that had the U in it.
Oh.
And my Tennessee comes out when I say words like that. And so I refuse to say the word that they could ever hear it. It's just energy drink.
Well,
they try to bait me into it sometimes too.
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, yeah. Why would I expect anything different than that?
My kids beat me up on the daily of stupid stuff like that.
Right. So I just avoid it when I can, because when I try to correct it, then they laugh at me in my correction because now I'm overcorrecting. And yeah, exactly. And so this is what I get. But one of the, we're both dads, and one of the roles when we're talking about those roles, they didn't want the role just to be father or dad. They wanted an adjectival preference to it, and so what kind of father, and it got me to thinking how as our youngest is about to exit the house. I mean, they don't technically exit house until maybe a few more years, but they're not on the daily around the house.
Yeah.
And so so we're in a state of change, in a state of transition in that regard. I mean, someone, you're going into the empty nest, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, but the way that you parent, and of course, we have 2 and you have 4. You're a little ahead of us on some of that, and but we're together on 2 of them.
Yeah.
And so influential is the term I chose because I want to be an influential person.
Sure.
Because I'm not the driver anymore in the way that I was. And so it got me to thinking about what type of parenting do we tend to have through the different stages of their life. And you guys can, put your comments in and you can discuss it as we do too. One of the things that I read talked about, during the early stages of life, like the 2 to 5 or 6 year old, and it's gray. These are not hard
Sure.
numbers. You're the benevolent dictator.
Yeah.
Because
wait till your dad gets home.
Well, or they're not old enough to make any decisions really on their own. You make all the decisions for them. And even if they have a choice, they don't have a choice. They just don't know they have a choice. They think they have a choice, but you've already guided the choice. That's a benevolent dictator.
No, we did give some choices. Like,
do you want the red or green crayon so you can shut up and color in the corner? Was that? Which crayon do you want while you shut up and color?
So we would allow.
I got you on that.
Only the first child. We would allow Marcus to pick out his own clothes because we thought, you know what? Well, let's give him some freedom.
You didn't repeat that mistake, did you?
Well, I mean, you should have seen some of the clothes he wore out in public.
Right.
It's bad enough. We're 22 and 20 years old, pushing around a 1 or 2 year old in a buggy.
But for him,
then he's wearing.
Yeah.
You let your kid go out in the house in that?
Yeah.
Are you guys okay? Do you need some money? Because like every kid, Marcus's favorite color is red, and it's always been red.
Okay.
So he would put on a red hat, red shirt, red shorts, and cowboy boots.
But 4 different reds.
Yes. Every different shade of red that you could ever imagine.
But all red with boots.
All red, yeah. Ryan was the biggest boot wearer.
Yeah.
I don't know where he got it from.
Right.
He would walk around in skivvies and boots.
Yeah.
Around the house.
I mean,
not out in public.
I had one that did that. I had one tried to do that in public too, but that's another story for another time.
We didn't let him do that in public.
Right.
But
well, we tried not to.
We got to the point where we'd be like, okay, would you want to wear dinosaurs today or do you want to wear trucks today? And then
whatever's red.
You kind of guide those decisions. You give him a red crayon or a green crayon. Which one would you like to color with?
Yeah.
There was a choice, but it was a very truncated choice.
So if you had to describe the role type of parenting that you had before that age, like that birth to 2 age, I put a term out there, rookie cop.
I wasn't even.
I mean, in the sense that you don't know what you don't know, and you're scared to death to do anything. I mean, that's kind of how I felt with the first one.
Marcus was born in 95.
The second one, we had a little more experience behind us, but that first one,
Joanna was 19 and I was 21.
Okay.
We didn't know nothing about nothing. Okay.
I don't know nothing about birthing no babies.
I mean, Joanna she was always doing babysitting throughout high school. And
sure.
She had all that experience. However,
nothing.
I had nieces and nephews, and I thought I was a good uncle. I think I am a good uncle.
You were the funkle?
But yes. Well, we were all the funkles, though. Me and my brothers I'd say we're pretty good uncles. But I wasn't changing their diapers.
Nope.
I wasn't. That is not my role.
So can I put you in a corner for a second and ask you a question?
Absolutely.
So was it not your role because it's not your thing to do, or that's woman's work?
No, it's not my thing to do.
I mean,
we kind of had this discussion last night. And because you think women's work. Women cook and they do the laundry, and
I do all those things.
I do too. Like tomorrow I have chores because
it's Friday.
Day.
Yeah.
Friday's laundry day. And
Friday is not fun day.
I cook like 4 out of 7 days of the week.
Right.
I love to cook.
It's what Keith in the kitchen.
Right.
Keith in the kitchen.
I love to be in the kitchen.
We still need to get a YouTube going with that.
See, Marcus has told me that. He said, Dad, just go buy your camera. I'll do all your video editing for you. Well, we'll get you trending on YouTube and
get some advertisers, get a little side hustle on that deal.
Man, I love to cook anyway.
Now, you're doing what you love.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of which, next Thursday I have to make chocolate chip cookies for. Is it next Thursday?
Will we be sampling them in here before?
I mean, if you're here, we'll see. We'll see.
Will we be sampling them on Dad's with Coffee?
Oh no, I make them fresh and then take them straight to the school.
Okay. Well, can you make them fresh at 8 o'clock in the morning?
No, sir. So I guess I could. I can make the batter Wednesday night.
I'm just messing.
But I'm making strawberry shortcake next week.
I'm just messing with you.
And I've never made my own shortcake, so I may try that this week. Maybe not. I'll probably just buy little dessert cups and call it a day.
So
anyway, no, it's not because it's women's work. It's because I was uncomfortable doing that. So, yeah, it was 100% about me and not about what I was comfortable doing and what I was not comfortable doing. Not about, well, I'm a man and I don't change diapers.
Right.
Because
that, yeah.
You know, I changed diapers.
Some are like that.
I changed diapers with the boys.
Yeah, I did too.
It was just a thing. Now, again, I didn't change all the diapers.
No, I didn't either.
I didn't change the lion's share of the diapers.
No, I mean, during that time frame, Dulcie was a stay-at-home mom.
Joanna too.
And so I did not do the lion's share of things, but I tried to do my part when I was at home and tried to, you know, help relieve the pressure.
Right. I mean, I would do bath time a couple days a week.
See, that's how you get to become fun parent.
Right. Yeah.
Which I'm told I am. I'm the fun parent. Well, I'm good cop, bad cop idea. And
of course.
And it's like, no, I do my share of coming down on them. You just don't always see it.
I never really, well, I did though. Actually, as well, that's probably a different story for a different day.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm going to tell right now. So there was one time my oldest child decided he was going to snap off at his mom.
Oh, I've had this. Tell your story that I had
and
one too.
he was getting ugly and belligerent.
Oh yeah, we're not going to have that.
I said, you are not going to talk to my wife like that. She was my wife long before she was your mother.
Yep.
And you are not going to talk to my wife like that.
Had a similar
Fast forward 10 years.
He pins little brother up against
Marcus was at the house for whatever reason, home from college or something. And Carter decided he was going to pop off. And Marcus got all up in
him before you did.
Said, you were not going to talk to my mom like that.
She's been my mom longer than she was your mom.
Yeah. So, I mean,
yeah.
The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. My oldest was feeling his oats one day early on in adolescence and found himself pinned up against the wall because he wanted to go nose to nose with me on some things.
Bad idea.
And
now,
so
today
I'm much more patient now than I was then.
No, they're much bigger.
Your shoulder hurts more now.
I can't.
Yeah.
My shoulder or my back or my knee or my ankle or my feet. Or...
and I live with regrets of losing temper sometimes in those things, but I'm very passionate about that stuff, and I don't know if he remembers it or not. I'm sure he does, but it wasn't a good day for any of us. It was just, but he had to be reminded
that you're the alpha.
Well, that you don't and you don't talk to your mother that way.
You don't tug on Superman's cape, and you don't
badmouth
spit into the wind.
You don't badmouth mama. Yeah. So we have this benevolent dictator going on. Didn't they go to school?
I would say from like 0 to 5, I was just there.
Okay.
When they started playing sports, though, I was a lot more active with them.
Okay.
Because I coached them.
Fair.
I coached Marcus throughout. Probably my biggest regret is not coaching Ryan's team. Because the rules weren't that well explained to Ryan, and he's Ryan is a very literal, even to this day, a very literal human.
Right. If this is what the words say, this is what we do.
He was playing T-ball, and he got out at first base. Well, to Ryan, that meant he was out of the game. He's out.
So he just packed up and left?
He's out. He's like, no, Mom, I can't go back out. I'm out. I am out.
Okay.
They got me out. So I'm no longer part of this game. We'll try again next week.
Oh, my goodness. Sorry, we'll just try again next week.
I'm out. Mom, I'm out. I'm not doing this. So we moved to soccer from there. And then taekwondo, and then soccer, and then taekwondo and soccer, and then Ryan's my leg kid. But after that, I learned a lesson. So I coached Carter's teams, I coached Evan's teams until they were outside of where I could coach them.
Right. Junior high and high school.
7th grade. Have fun with them. Love you guys.
Y'all enjoy it. I got him to this far.
I got him this far. Well, I didn't. We when I coached, got to help Carter's football and Evans football, and that's quite an experience.
So you took a role in your mind. You take from a parenting standpoint? Did the coaching concept did that carry over? I mean, into parenting. I know you did coaching, but from a parenting, did you find that to be?
I had the same expectations of excellence. Yeah. And when they didn't work to their potential,
yeah,
I would go coach mode on them, and let them know that I was not satisfied with their level of effort.
Right. You can do better than this.
You are better than this.
Right.
Not just you can do better, you are better than this.
Right.
And so
you just have to apply yourself.
It sounded like my mom coming back talking to me because I'm a very smart child. I just don't want to do any work.
Right.
I don't have time for homework. I got stuff to do.
Work smarter, not harder.
I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Give me the test. I'll pass the test.
But I'm going to go do my stuff now.
But I got stuff to do. I don't have time to do 2 times 2 14 times.
Right.
I already know what 2 times 2 is. Don't waste my time.
I'm sorry that these dumbers over there have to do it 14 times.
Don't waste my time with this. I can do 5th grade math like a champ.
Right.
I was tutoring a 5th grader getting ready for the STAR test, which is coming up next week after.
Yeah.
Next week. I was working with a kid. He just didn't understand fractions. I said, look, man, fractions are just a piece of pie. Just cut your pie up. I could be a 5th grade math teacher.
Sounds like it.
I could be a 5th grade math teacher. What do we got? We got any comments coming in today?
Just bring pie in.
Do nothing. No, I'm not getting anything to shoot anything up my nose. Laura, he would love to go to Mizzou because he would. Because he wants to go where Ethan goes. His cousin Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 22 days apart, I think.
Okay.
So he would love to go to Mizzou if that's where Ethan goes. But
so as I was reflecting back on, upper grade school, junior high, high school times,
mm-hmm.
Dad is still dad, but the way that you dad is different.
Oh, absolutely.
I found myself, because I wanted to do the best I could to help them understand a biblical worldview of things.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself the interpreter more than a lot of things that, and my wife and I talked about that to a degree, that because we had some friends that homeschooled, and we chose a public school route, and we appreciate a public school route. And there's reasons why, but that's another time. But
we just tried to build that immune system.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and I mean, we just felt that was beneficial for our life and our kids. But they would come home with a lot of new ideas.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of new, not just from the teacher. They come home.
Most of them aren't from the teacher.
They come home with a lot of questions. And so as I look back, I wouldn't have known it necessarily in the middle of it, but looking back on it, it's like, being the interpreter of life and helping them interpret life
mm-hmm.
Was something. How would you describe, because you still have one in high school like I do.
Yeah.
But you've done it 4 times.
Yes.
How would you describe that time frame? Because you may use a different word.
I can tell you this. If they're anything like mine, they're listening. They may not be acting on what you're saying at the moment.
They'll hear it later.
But they're listening, because now that Marcus is teaching kids that are just like him.
Okay.
I hear him saying a lot of the things that we said to him when he was in
that age,
3rd, 4th, and 5th grade.
Right.
That he didn't necessarily play out at that age, or even
through
his high school.
But it stuck. And see, my 4 were totally different, as they were 2 and 2. Well, and my two are totally different.
Marcus and Carter were just trying to get through. Ryan's high school career was a lot different because he did global prep. Ryan was in high school 4 hours a day, and then he was home. But Ryan and Evan were more concerned about their academics than Marcus and Carter were. Marcus and Carter were worried about the social life and you know,
and dating,
their social life and friends and hanging out
sure,
and doing the things.
Sure.
And not to say that Ryan and Evan don't do that, but they take care of their work first.
And not
whereas
last.
The other two would be like, oh man, I have to build this boat and it's due tomorrow.
Dad, can you help me?
Will you help me? Yeah.
I will, but you're going to hear about it along the way.
We worked till 3 o'clock in the morning building this boat for physics.
Yeah.
He passed.
Yeah.
We made a propeller out of a Mountain Dew bottle cap. It was pretty cool.
And if you like me, I've had that happen a few times, and they heard about it.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, yes, I will help you, but you're going to have to hear a few things first.
But you know what?
Because how long have you known about this?
When did you find out about
standard
this?
question?
When did you find out? Did this just get assigned today? No, we've had it for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And how long have you had the materials? She gave us that the same day. And the instructions? Oh yeah, I have those. They're in my backpack somewhere. As we dig every piece of paper out of his backpack.
Oh yeah.
This was Carter. His junior year. It was great. You remember junior year physics?
Yes.
They had to build
it was not fun.
They had a rain gutter regatta and they had to build a boat.
Yeah.
Yours wasn't fun for a different reason though. With Samuel.
Well, he had a bad teacher.
Can't say that out loud.
Yes, I can.
He's a great human being.
That's different. A lot of people are great human beings and they're bad at what they do.
But yes, Evan and Ryan were work first, then play.
Yeah.
Marcus and Carter were play first and then work when we get the chance.
Yeah.
They kind of took that from me. If you wait till the last minute, it only takes a minute.
Right.
Which, isn't very solid life advice.
No, it's not.
It, but
I had a planner and a player.
Yeah.
Samuel's the planner, Bella up until recently, and still is, I call him the player in the sense that, social is important.
It's,
she's really buckled down and she does it better, but the tendency is still there. It's a wiring of personality.
It is.
The tendency is still there to hang with friends or to be with friends or to do that. And I'll get it done. Don't worry. I'll get it done.
Yeah, I'll get it done, Dad.
Yeah. And she does. I mean, I'm not being asked.
But you feel like you're stressing more about it than they are.
Right. And I don't feel like the level, I feel like I may be stressing a little more than I should, but that's because you're not stressing quite enough.
Right. I'm stressing for both of us right now because you are just all willy-nilly and
oh my goodness. And Samuel was the struggle a little bit with that because he would put his nose in a book and forget about assignments because he'd read all about it.
Ryan is also a reader.
Or he would get a design in his head and he'd have to Lego it out. Because if he couldn't get it out of his head, he couldn't focus on studying. So he'd have to get it out of his head. And by that time, it's like 10. I'm like, dude,
you gotta
get your stuff done. Oh, I know, but let me tell you the story. And I'm like,
Let me give you a synopsis of this book I just read.
Yes. Oh, and
chapter 1.
Yeah. Hey, if you see Samuel, if you just ask him to tell you about the history of the English monarchy. He have you asked him this question?
No, but I know his love of history.
He will. I mean, he just knows it, and that's not even his passion. Greco-Roman history is his passion.
He's such a big brain.
It's
a good thing he takes after his mama.
Exactly. But you are 3 times now into the next phase.
Yeah.
Because once they get out of school or close to being out of school, the interpreter model isn't what you're doing as much anymore. And that's why I chose it, the influential. I want to be an influence, but I don't really get to speak into them in the same way that I did before.
Now you become advisor.
Yeah. Counselor, advisor.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, what about this? Hey, Dad, what about this?
Yeah.
And, they call Mom for
boo-boos and band-aids.
Other reasons.
Yeah.
They call me for, hey, Dad, I got this. Marcus calls me like probably 4 times a week when he was leaving school, just to blow off steam. She's got nowhere else to, just so he doesn't take it home.
Right, because she has her own steam. She
exactly.
Needs to,
she's got.
They're both teachers.
And she's got some kids.
Yeah,
she's got some kids.
Yeah, it's a tough life right now. Both of mine are going into education, so I don't envy that of them because I think it is a tough road.
I'm happy for them because we have so few that are getting into education, so many running away from education right now.
Mine are, their dream is collegial education.
What Ryan wants to do.
They want to teach at the college level.
I don't think Marcus has any desire to do that.
No. Bella actually has even a little broader. She wants to teach at the collegiate level because she also wants to end up being the clinician that goes around to.
I could definitely see her doing that.
Oh yeah, that's what she wants to do. But see that affords her new spots, new opportunities to visit with people, to pour into people.
You mean it will feed her social side?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's one thing to get new kids every year. It's another thing to get new kids
Sam just wants a basement office in a college somewhere where he can crawl out and dispense his information and crawl back in his hole.
You make him sound like a troll. Wears the same charcoal gray suit
the hairstyle for it.
Gray pants, gray shirt, gray shoes.
If allowed, it would be shorts and a polo. Well, if he could teach in shorts and a polo
at the collegiate level, could they not?
Probably.
Who's going to say?
Probably.
What are they going to say?
What are they going to say? So
yeah. But as they get older and into their careers, the phone calls change.
Yeah.
The level of influence, I guess, changes. When they're younger, you tell them what to do, when to do it, how to do it, where to go, all the things.
Right.
As they get older, you can advise them. You could say, hey, I would look at this, this, maybe look at something else. Help them to learn from your mistakes, so they don't trip over and make the same mistakes. That's my biggest worry, is that they'll make the same mistakes I did because I didn't help them through those.
Right. Right. So, question for the audience then, and we'll note we may not get all the answers right now. We'll go back and look, but a question for the audience: he and I don't have the next level yet. We're not at the next stage yet, and I don't know where the next stage starts. I in my mind, the next stage is less about an age and more about a stage of life.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's okay. For example. You have, we're saying names today. Marcus is married. Carter isn't.
Right.
Do you find is it changed? But they're both in their 20s.
Yes.
So have you sensed an adjustment yet, or do you think the transition comes when grandchildren come along? Is that the?
No, I think.
I mean, what is it? Is it a hard 30
at marriage? It changes.
Okay.
Because
and those of you that have gone through this already, you could pour into this.
Yeah,
too.
Because now they do a lot more interacting with their spouse than they do with their parents.
Sure, as they should.
Right, absolutely,
as they should.
Yeah, not mad about that at all. But it's easy when they're here. Like Marcus and Ryan are both here, so I have more interaction with them. Carter's in San Antonio. I have much less interaction with him.
Sure.
Just because of the distance, right?
Right.
He got a job He started yesterday.
Absolutely awesome.
He burned 8,000 calories yesterday.
Did he actually track that?
Yes, on his Fitbit.
Oh my goodness, 8,000.
8,000 calories.
8,000 steps or 8,000 calories?
8,000 calories.
There's no way possible.
Would you like me to show you?
No, that's okay.
His Fitbit.
I can't imagine. How do you live? And he was probably worn out, wasn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
8.
He was trenching yesterday. They were laying conduit.
And you can't stop. You just got to keep plugging away.
No, you cannot.
They don't make machines for that? Or Carter is the machine for that?
He is the machine.
Okay.
He is the machine. Yeah. Well, his heart rate stayed above 118 for
like 6 hours.
5 consecutive.
Oh my goodness gracious! No wonder he burned it.
5 consecutive hours.
There wasn't enough food in the refrigerator to replenish that when he got home. If he didn't pass out when he got home.
8,735 calories.
You were speaking about, a transition happens at marriage. I had an individual make a statement the other day talking about these things, that he's a dad, and he said, I wanted to be the world's foremost expert on my family.
Okay.
And he said, I may not know a lot of things, but if it's about my wife and about my kids, I know it, And so the point was that when they both got married, he told their spouses to be, he said, this is who I've been for them, but I'm handing that job off to you now.
Yeah.
You now become the world's foremost expert
on him,
on
or her.
Yes. And I thought that was an interesting concept, because that speaks to needing to be active in their life, and that's definitely necessary. But there's stages of life, and just trying to figure out. I just thought it was an interesting conversation, and some that are listening are further down the road than we are, and could probably speak. I know that it's a common concept is as you get older, it turns more into a friendship idea. And I don't know where that happens.
When they finish college, get married, and want to hang out on Tuesday nights.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah. There you go.
But if you don't know, I go to dinner with my married sons and a couple other friends every Tuesday night.
Yep.
We sit around and do what guys do. We talk about nothing. And eat at Choose Your Bar and Grill.
Two of the greatest things guys are good at.
Yeah, we're talking about nothing.
And eat a lot of food.
Sometimes sports, sometimes music, sometimes
it's whatever pops up that day. Kind of like Dads with Coffee. It's whatever pops up on the day. Sometimes
sometimes we're scripted, but
and this wasn't scripted. This was just topic presented.
You guys still haven't given us anything to talk about.
So this is your fault.
We ask you guys.
This is all your fault.
Learn to say no to your children. Yeah.
So.
There's this graphic going around now. It says, parent your children or you'll end up parenting your grandchildren. So I don't think any of my grandkids will be in my house.
There's some truth there. Oh, what are you talking about?
They'll be at my house, but I won't have to raise them.
Mama Joe
independently.
Mama Joe will be all about it.
Well, yeah. She's already talking about not working and
all this nonsense.
Yeah. Craziness.
Yes, that's right.
Get a part-time job after my full-time job.
That's right.
So she can. Anyway.
Yeah. Hey, you guys have a great weekend. If you're close to us and have no place to go, we'd love to see you Sunday morning.
Yep.
11 o'clock.
I'll be here.
But if you online, if you don't have a church home of your own, or go to your church home this weekend,
find a church home.
Yeah, show up and be there and enjoy that time together. So
decide Saturday night that you're going Sunday morning.
Well, decide today.
Yeah.
So that Saturday doesn't get away from you.
So that Saturday doesn't get
That's
away.
Right. Decide today. All right. You guys have a good day.
Love you guys.